Hey everyone, I'm Colleen and I'm here in beautiful Grand Junction, Colorado. I was walking along Main Street and all of a sudden I stumbled upon this gem, this hole in the wall. The Winery Restaurant. It's been here since 1973 and it's a fine dining local establishment. And today we're here to talk to Steve Tongs, the owner, about his restaurant. It's all happening right here, right now on Triple C, Colleen's Creative Corner. Come on, let's go. So this is the inside of the restaurant. Although this restaurant has been here since 1973, this building, you can tell the interior, this is the original rock and wood, and this building was built in the 1910s. It was an old horse-drawn firehouse when it originally opened, and we kind of like to keep everything the same. So this restaurant looks exactly the same from when it opened in '73. And then in here is the bar and lounge, and you can tell in our bar we like to keep everything the same. In right up here in the corner is our original menu from 1973. You know, the prime rib was $9. So things have definitely changed, but the building has basically stayed the same. This is where all the scheduling happens. Our owner does the server's schedule, and then I have the honor of doing the host's bartending and bus schedule. So that's pretty cool. And then right here is where you can find all of our employees' information. So this is a very important spot for all of the employees. What sparked your interest in owning the Winery Restaurant?
This restaurant's always been a really cool restaurant. I remember when the founder of the restaurant sold it to another person in 2001. I remember being disappointed that it didn't at least have an option to get that, or to get an opportunity to be here. I sold my last restaurant in 2002. By 2004, had found a job, figured out what I wanted to do. Opportunity to get here came up, and I purchased the restaurant from the second owner. As far as restaurants, businesses hold values in different ways. Part of it would be like the identity. When you look at like a mission statement, as far as like a business plan, especially within a restaurant's going to have an identity. How it presents itself to the community. To what demographic are we going to try to attract people, and for why? The restaurant fills a niche in Grand Junction that somewhat unique. So from a business standpoint, I felt like that had some value. So when I went to buy a restaurant, it was one of the things I could equate value to.
Background in small business and managing others.
I worked in like family restaurants since I was 15. There was a couple of years when I was in college I didn't work for my family. I worked at a record store across the street from the college. My management skills were taught to me kind of by my father in a lot of ways, which he might have learned from his father. At this point in my life, I feel like my management style is more of my own. Sort of what I want and how I want to present myself to people, how I want to live my life. Affects how I interact with others.
When did you first know you wanted to work for yourself?
I suppose I always kind of had the idea of taking over one of my father's businesses and then making it my own. Having worked for myself for 5 years now, I kind of want to work for somebody else. There are plenty of days, like I had the last couple of days off. I just want time where I don't have to worry about anything. I know you called me about a school matter, but man, when my phone went off and it said Colleen Milliken, my blood pressure went up like 12 points. Also realized at a point after I took off after I sold my last restaurant, and I did apply for jobs, I'm virtually unemployable because I've never really worked for anybody. I don't have a lot of really socially acceptable skills. I don't think I would be very direct as far as, how I would approach a problem, and I don't think I've been really politically correct socially.
are the benefits of owning a small business?
And there's pros and cons to everything, I suppose. You know, there are days it's just very hard. It's hard to make all this work. It's hard to pay bills. Sometimes there are so many things that go on. I mean, like I like to say it, I might be my own boss, is how it's perceived. When in fact, I have lots of bosses. You as one of my employees, you have high expectations of me that I have to perform at a certain level. And if I don't, you're not happy with me. And I feel that pressure. You're pretty easy on me, but other people really have some high standards. And if I vary from that, you know, they're trash talking me behind my back. That's hard for me. I personalize that sort of thing. I don't like hearing that. You know, some of the cons within my business is people's expectations of me vary. What you as an employee expect from me is one thing, another employee expects something else. Same thing with my customers goes. Certain customers have certain expectations, another one has other expectations, and they can be higher, low, and they could vary per their event. If they're just coming in for dinner on Tuesday night, it'd be one expectation. But if they're coming in for dinner on Tuesday night and it's also their anniversary, everything's different. You know? So it's hard. But it's also cool that, you know, I get to do a variety of things. But then again, days like today, I feel stretched particularly thin. I've got a couple deadlines I'm trying to meet. You know, it's about 4. I'm going to be throwing some stuff to the post office to get a postmark today, so I have to get some license card for my online order for yesterday. So.
Besides ownership, what roles do you play in the restaurant? For example, marketing or advertising, do you do payroll, employee scheduling, ordering?
Yes.
All of those things.
I do.
That's why I wrote it. So.
It all comes back to me. I mean, sort of like Truman, the buck stops here. You know, I delegate certain things, but at the end of the day, I'm really responsible for all of those things. Jimmy might order most of the food, but I sign every one of those checks. I have to set up parameters in which he operates. You know, what he can order, what he can't order. You know, costing as far as menu items.
Why do you think the winery restaurant has managed to stay open for 43 years, even with our economy in a recession?
Fit a need in the marketplace. We fill an edge. Quality food, quality service, consistent.
And then, what advice would you give to a young person right out of college that's interested in owning their own business?
Just live your dream. Don't let fear hold you back. As I look back over my life and see how many times, you know, I get trapped in fear, fear of failure, fear of disappointing people, fear of you know, whatever. When I bought this restaurant, at the time I really didn't want to own another restaurant. Having done this before, I felt like I had an opportunity, and I really felt like I would regret it more if I didn't take the opportunity than if I took the opportunity to fail. Makes sense.
What's the best part about working for a small business rather than a corporate type business?
Not being overmanaged. I feel like in a smaller business setting, there's one or maybe two people you have to answer to, and you're able to communicate well and efficiently, rather than a large corporate type setting where you have multiple managers, and maybe that'll hurt communication a little bit.
With small businesses, we have creative menus, eclectic wine lists to customize for our community.
In a small business, you can be yourself. You can, get to know your fellow employees. You're actually a person instead of a number. You don't have all of the pressure to meet the sales and the strict guidelines. You pretty much just have to please one boss instead of 20. It's a lot less competitive, in a small business. So it's just a lot more comfortable and welcoming too. Another very important thing about a small business is you're a lot more involved with your product. You get to, put your input on how things are and what you're selling. You know exactly what you're selling.
Well, that's all the time we have, but if you're ever in the Grand Junction area, make sure to check out the Winery Restaurant, and we'll see you back here next time on Triple C.